Hello, welcome back, Minecrafters. I know it's been a while since I've recorded a video, but I wanted to bring you guys this this Minecraft starter home video because this is actually a build I came up with a couple of years ago, and a few people kind of liked it. So I thought, you know what, this will make an amazing starter house in Minecraft, and it's really simple to build and it doesn't take that long. It's actually, you could do this build on day one of your Minecraft world. So if you're in a server and you're like, I'd like something nice to start with, I think this would make a really good build for you to start with, and I know anybody can build it. And I'm going to do it for you block by block. Let's first take a look around, and it has this great little tower and lots of room on the inside, and you can put it pretty much anywhere. Of course, you can interchange these blocks with the wood types that you're working with in your little village. And there's a lot of room on the inside. You got plenty of room for an enchanting table, lots of room upstairs. You could actually bring this up another level if you wanted to. And you could even put some attic space up here if you want to go ahead and follow through with that. So let's go ahead and build this block by block, and we'll take a look at it. Now before we get started, you're going to want to collect the clay to make this terracotta, and you're going to want to collect plenty of cobblestone and start smelting. Okay. It also, I want to show you something before we start with this tower. This tower does get hacked away right through here, so you are going to tear down some of the tower that you build in the initial process. So keep that in mind while you're smelting. You might want to build some of this with cobblestone and come back later and replace a little bit with stone as you go, if you know what I'm getting at. So I've put a little building space over here for us to work with, and I've laid out this circle, and I'm going to show you how to build this circle block by block. I did lay it out in the stone brick, but you're going to want to start by building it in stone. I use the stone brick so you can clearly see how many blocks there are here. So let's go ahead and build this circle, and we're going to bring it 17 blocks high to make our tower. Okay, so this circle goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks wide. Okay, and then on the angle, you've got 1 block there, and then you go up by 1 block and over and bring it out 5 more times. And don't worry, I'll build this a couple of times for you so you can see it done. And you go down on the angle again and you bring it back across by 5 more blocks, and then on the angle, and then bring it out by 5 more blocks again, and then on the angle to connect the circle. I'll show you one more time right out here. Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. Let me show you again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the angle, and then go up by 1 on the angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you just repeat that on the angle and up by 1 on that angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down angle, up on the angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then connect the circle. Okay, so that's how that circle is made, and we're going to bring that up by 17 blocks. So we've got 2 here, and let me just go ahead and finish this off for you. I'll show you one more time, and then I'll finish the tower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angled block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angled block, and then across by 5, and then angled block. And that's how that circle is done. So let's finish that up. So there we have our 17 block tall tower. Now let's go take a look at our original build over here. And we've got this this sort of worked up top over here. And so what we're going to need some slabs. We're going to need those stone blocks. And as you can see throughout this tower, I have blended in some other block types. You'll see andesite, stone brick, mostly in this tower. So let's go ahead and grab some of these stairs And we're going to go back over and just put the trim around the top of this tower. Easy peasy. So across the top, I'm just laying one layer of blocks on those 5 long sides. And of course, at this point, you can go through and texturize this a little bit if you want to. A lot of times I'll go back through after I'm done with the build and texturize it at that point, but that is entirely your prerogative. Okay, and then on these corners on the inside, I've got a slab just like that. And of course, again, it could be andesite, stone brick, or stone, whatever you prefer. And underneath each of these, on the 3 in the middle, I put upside down stairs, just like that. The 3 in the middle. So start in the middle and one on either side with the stairs, with the upside down stairs. Okay. And then up top here, I have placed a block on each corner and one in the middle. And again, you can texturize as you go if you prefer. Just like that. One on the ends and one in the middle. And you'll see that I have a stone wall. Let me grab one of those. Oh, you can use andesite or whatever in this case as well. And I've got those 2 high right in the inside corner here on each one of these sides. Right there on that center block. And it looks like I missed these slabs on this one particular side here. Right there and right there. And that is how that is done. And it's hard for me to build while I'm talking, so I missed that side completely. Okay, so that is the beginning of our build, and that is the tower pretty much done. And like I said before, I would go back through and texturize this after I build it a little bit, all the way through, but we'll do that to finish things up stylistically when we've completed the tower. Now on this tower, on the outsides, you'll see on this tower over here that I have these little wooden crosses right there, these fence wall crosses. And so we're going to do that on the sides that do not have the houses on them, the roofs. So on the back side, there's going to be a cross, and on that one side, we don't put the rooftops. So on this build, I'm going to be putting my roof on this side and on this side. So on the front side and on the right side of the build. So that means on the left side and on the back side, I'm going to add these crosses. So I'm going to place these crosses right in the center under this stair, and I'm going to leave one block, and I'm going to go down by 4, and then I'm going to come over by 1 on the second block. I'll show you again on the other side, and then I'm going to place these right there just like that. So right in the middle, I'm going to go down by 1 block, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after the second empty block there, I'm going to make my cross just like that. Looks super medieval, and I really like to add crosses to my medieval builds. Okay, cool. Now we're going to start with our little houses that are going to come out from each side of our tower. And to do that, I've used dark oak for the trim on the outside, and dark oak planks, and then on the inside walls I have spruce. So that's what you're going to need if you're going to do it exactly like this build. But again, you can definitely use whatever you've got available and whatever you like in your build. So let's go get started putting these little house ends on our tower. Okay, so the first one is going to go right here in this first corner. So if you're looking at the front of your tower, oh my gosh, I fell off. If you're looking at the front of your tower, you're going to go right in here to this first angle, and you're going to place a block. Okay, you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, then you're going to walk that back 1, 2, 3 empty spaces, and then you're going to place another block. You'll do the same thing over here on this side, 1, 2, 3 empty spaces, and then you'll place your block. All right, and you're going to bring each one of these up by 7. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You want that on each one of your posts. What is that? 7 there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so that is the outline of your first building. All right, so you're going to come over to this left side over here. You're going to come to this empty spot on this angle. You're going to place your first post right there. And you're going to walk this out another 5 empty spaces on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you'll place a block at the 7th block. You should have 7 here, counting the post. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you're going to do the same thing on this side. Place one there. 5 empty spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then place a block. Okay, cool. And then you're going to bring this one up by 9. The other one was 7 tall. This one is going to be 9. So you're going to come up to that block and 2 beyond it. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Same thing here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then last but not least, bring this one up by 9. Did I do 10? Okay, 9. Okay, so that's kind of the outline of the 2 little roofs that you're going to have on this particular build. All right, and then I'm going to switch over to spruce. And I'm going to lay down the walls for this build. This is not going to look very big as you're building it, but you saw the final result. Has plenty of space, so do not get discouraged about that at all. And actually these 2 are going to be my doorway right in the front, right in the center. I've got a 2 space gap there for my door, of course. Got to be able to get into this thing. Let's just finish outlining this, and I'm going to bring this all the way up to the top of these posts right there on all sides. And I'm going to go to the other side and I'm going to do the exact same thing. And as we said before, there are going to be some blocks in this tower that you tear out as you're building. All this is going to go. All of this is the inside of your house. So you can go ahead and break these away if you would like to, all the way up to there. And let's go over to the other side, and I'm going to lay these out as exactly the same. Now you'll notice I'm not placing them in line with these posts that we've put down already. I'm bringing them in by 1 block all the way around, just like that. All the way around, inside the post by 1 block. Because you want that extra dimension. That's what makes a build look really cool, when you can give all those different extra layers. And you'll see exactly what I mean in just a minute. I think we'll put the roof on next, and you'll start to get an idea of how this build is going to shape up. And we've only been working on it for a few minutes. And of course I am in creative mode. I realize that. You do still need to go out and gather materials if you don't have them already. So that will take some time. You're going to smelt your cobblestone, and you're going to collect your clay and make those terracotta blocks. And honestly, you can make them any color you want for this build. And I think it'll still turn out looking pretty cool. And I like to give a little bit of color to my build just for, to make it a little different than everybody else. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and put that roof on. But I will go ahead, just like I did on the other side, I'm going to break this wall right down on this side as well. Okay, our roof. This is where a lot of people get a little bit intimidated when they're building roofs. But I'm going to show you the easiest way to do this that I can, and I know that you can do it as well. So let's go over here, and we're going to get started. I'm going to go to the right in the middle of this thing, right between these 2 buildings, or these 2 walls, and I'm going to place a stair right there. That's it. Okay, simple as that. All right, I'm just going to go to the top post and place a stair. And then I'm going to come out by one, and I'm going to place another one. And I'm going to bring this all the way, not there, all the way back to the wall or the next post. Okay? That is as easy as it gets, right? All right, now once I'm going to go into like survival kind of. I'm not really. I'm just going to stand here as if you were building this in survival so you can see how this goes. Okay, so I'm going to stand right here and I'm going to go out to the edge and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to place this stair. And what's going to happen is it's going to place upside down. I'll show you that one more time. I'm going right out to the edge and I'm looking at right at the top edge of this stair that I placed, and I'm going to place my stair, and that's going to make an upside down stair. I'm going to place a block right on top of that, and then I'm going to jump and place another stair. Very simple. And what you have there is a roof that's making like a 2-block line that goes up to an angle like that, and that's exactly what you want. Okay, we're going to do that again. I'm going to place a stair right there on the edge to make it upside down. I'm going to jump and place a block. I'm going to jump and place a stair. All right, that is not very difficult, and I know you can do that. And when you do that, you're going to get this great angle coming straight up like that. That's a good roof angle, and that's exactly what you want. Let's go look at this one and see how many I did. I think I've only got, yeah, I've got that going twice, and then I edge it right back over. I'd totally forgotten how I had done that. But I'm going to do another, we're going to do this 3 more times so you can see it. So I'll need an upside down stair there and a regular stair right there. Let me go over to this side, and I want to start this roof as if you were in survival. So in survival, you would have already from the ground placed that block right there on that post. You would have brought one out. Okay, you can do that from the ground, or build up a little and do that in survival. Now you're going to head over to the top of this stair. You're going to turn around while you're crouching, and you're going to look at the top part of this stair. You're going to place another one, and that's going to give you an upside down stair. Okay, and then you're going to jump and place a regular block, jump and place a stair, turn around and crouch, and you're going to place another upside down stair. Jump, place a block, jump, place a stair, slide over and crouch and place an upside down stair, and then you're going to jump and place a regular stair. That last one is just a regular stair without the block underneath it. Okay, now I need a slab. I can't spell slab. Oh my gosh. Okay, I did it. You're going to place a couple of slabs, 2 slabs right here. One at the top of that stair and then one above it. And then you've got the outline of your roof. Very easy. It's a simple pattern to remember. Stair, upside down stair, block, stair on top of it. Upside down stair, block, stair on top of it. Upside down stair, stair on top of that. We're going to do a very similar thing to this roof over here. Actually, we're going to do exactly the same thing, if I recall, on this roof over here, because this one does the same thing. Yep, upside down, it's exactly the same. So follow along if you're building. I know for some of you this is taking a little extra time, but that's okay. We're all learning at different levels. Minecraft building is always learning. So I did the same thing. I placed a stair on the end of this post. I brought it out by 1. Now I'm placing my upside down stair. And I know for some of you this does get a little repetitive, but for some of us we need the extra communication to get it right. So let's just follow along. And upside down stair and stair. And I'll do the last one for you guys who are following along. Stair at the top of the post, one right beside it. And I want to jump onto the stair here, place an upside down stair, block, stair, upside down stair, block, stair, and then in this one I'm not going to use my block. Okay, and then I'm going to place a slab and bring one right above that to give us our peak of our roof. And there it is. I mean, we're almost done with this build, guys. So all I'm going to do next is get that orange terracotta from this build. I'm going to grab it, and we're going to place it right along the roof to finish this roof up. So from here, all I'm doing is placing a block there, and I'm placing a block there. So I want one block in line with that block, the dark oak block, and then I want a terracotta block in line with the stair above it. And I'm going to bring that all the way across. Hopefully I'm communicating this well enough for you guys to understand. And I'm sure you're smart. Look at this. I've already made a disaster. Okay, I'm going to bring that right across on that block as well. So I did the same thing. I put a block in line, a terracotta block in line with my dark oak block, and one in line with my stair. And then in the last row before the peak, I'm just going to bring that right across. And then I'm going here. Did I do that there? No, I did not. Guys, I missed a step. I totally missed this step. What I've done over there is just bring this row right across to finish that off. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing on this side. Just bring that right across there. And one there. And then same thing here. And I'm going to do the same exact thing on the other side on that rooftop. So let's go finish that one up as well. One right in line with the block, and then one in line with the stair above it. There we go. Same thing right there. And let's pull our slabs right across the top here. Just kind of following that. And finally, the last side. Now, in this build, you can see that I do have the window in front here. We'll add that. We'll add a window down here. But also, on each side, on every side, I've got it trimmed out in this dark oak plank. So let's slide over to our build we're working on now. And we're going to finish this all out all the way around. It's a really simple design to add to this build, and I think you'll see that it does give us some texture here. I'm going to bring it right across the top here and down. I'm going to leave this middle one empty. I follow it right across from one post to the next. I'm going to leave this middle one empty underneath it, and then I kind of just give it that outline there. And it's as simple as that. And I'm going to make holes there for my window. And I'm going to come to this side and follow the post along again. And on this side, all I can really do is add that archway. Okay. And then up here, I totally forgot to finish this out. You guys have probably caught that mistake and finished it out for me, but that's okay. And I'm going to bring these across again. I'm just trimming that out. I'm just from one post to another, bringing those blocks across. And I'll add two on either side to leave that center one empty again. And I bring it down by two to kind of give it that trimmed out look. And we can add windows in a minute. Bring that right across there. And bring it down on either side, leaving that middle one empty. And you can bring it down one on the outside, or you could bring it down two. It really doesn't matter. It's your preference. And I'll do the same thing on this side where I also forgot to trim these out all the way down. I got so caught up in showing you guys how to make this roof, I forgot to finish it. But that's okay. And there you go. And you can bring it down again, like I said, by two there if you like. It really is your preference. And finally, this last side. Bring that all the way out. And you can stop these right here if you want, or you can bring them all the way across. I kind of like that. Kind of brings those builds together. And there you go. Now, also, we still need to take our terracotta. Now that we have this in place, you have a place to put your terracotta to finish the inside of this roof. You just want to close that in with this terracotta all the way up. There we go. Got that last one. And we'll do this side, and I will go back to the original build and I'll show you where we placed our windows. So now that this is all closed up, it does look a little bit flat. And that's why I like to do this extra layer right here. It gives it more layering and doesn't look quite as flat. So let's head back over to this build, and I did place windows here, here, and around on this side. Everywhere I just kind of had a dead spot in the wall that was left, I placed the windows. And you can use glass if you want. I use the dark oak fence for my windows. That again is your preference. And around the back, another window right there. So you'll see that I just kind of left 2 spaces on these larger windows. It looks like I put 2 spaces on all my windows, not this one because it's above the door. So you can drop 1 block inside of your trim and place a window, or you can bring it down by 2. But I like a little buffer between my door and my window there. So that's what we'll do on this build over here as well. And I've already started, it looks like. So let's place a couple there. And we'll go ahead and drop our fencing in as we go. And on this side, we'll pop a couple in there. And I think I went down by 2. That's fine. Either way, it really is your prerogative. No build needs to be exactly like the last. That's kind of boring. So if you just try something new every time, you might end up with something that you like better than you did before. That's okay. So let's drop those in. And now we're going to put our doors in place. And on the other build, I did put a door right here on this side, and again, that's up to you. Let's grab a spruce door in all caps because I'm screaming it. Spruce door, apparently. So I'll pop a spruce door, and I like to put them from the inside. If I place a spruce door from the inside of the build, and then you go outside and you look at it, fall off a cliff, and then you'll see that, again, I fell off a cliff. You'll see that it's right there. It gives you that another extra dimension. Anytime you can give yourself dimensions in building, it's usually a good thing. All right, so there's our build, as basic as it gets. And it does look a little incomplete from our other build, doesn't it? Now let's look at the difference between this build and the first build. We'll take a quick look over here. This build has some texturing. You'll see that in places I've put some red sand to kind of break up that terracotta, give it a little bit of an extra texture right there like that. I use a ton of it, but a little bit just to give it some texture. And you can do the same thing all the way around. Remember, if you are using sand, you do have gravity associated with that. So you need something underneath it to support that. And in this particular build, if I placed a red sand block right there, it's just gonna fall to the ground. So you gotta remember that and maybe place something underneath it, like a slab or something before you place that sand in place, if you're gonna use that for texturing. Okay, and then on this build as well, I do have texturing in the tower. And I did also put barrels in the top of the tower. So that is something that's your prerogative as well. You can place planks in the top of the tower if you don't have enough wood or whatever to make the barrels. That's up to you again. But that's what I like to do. I like to put these across the top because I think it looks really cool. I think it looks a little bit better than placing enchantment tables, dark oak planks. Let's look at a little selection of that and you'll see what I mean. There we go, planks versus barrels. What do you think? I think the barrels look a little bit nicer. But there you have it, guys. The only difference between what we've done here and this completed build is the texturing. And I did put a little bit of greenery around this particular build, but that's about it. That's about it. That completes this video, guys. I'll place a couple. I can't even place those on my base layer there. But that completes this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you back in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.